here today at Ancient Grains Kitchen with Anna, the kitchen manager, Cynthia, who started the business, head baker, and Micah, the next generation. And these guys are having so much fun. I want to dig my hands in there and do it too, but that's not my job today. So, Anna, how many cookies do you think you make of this ginger? What is this again?
This is ginger snack.
Ginger snack.
Yes, our most popular. And we make a lot. We make a good, we can make a 500.
Wow.
But it depends on the so.
Well, I was looking at the ingredients, and they're pure. It's beautiful ingredients, but there's one thing I don't notice, and that is gluten flour. You're gluten-free.
Yep.
I think this is wonderful because, well, how did you come to start this, Cynthia?
About 15, 16 years ago, it actually came about as a result of having cancer. Yeah, and just through some blood work I had done, I had a reaction to a certain drug during treatment, and I thought maybe if I went off of gluten that it would lessen the reaction that I was having, which was joint pain. And it did, and so my oncologist, who happened to be a celiac, sent me to the lab and had blood work done, and he called me a couple days later and said, yeah, you have celiacs. I didn't have any clue that was,
I have feeling a lot of people don't. I hear sometimes it can be no symptoms at all.
Right. And, after the fact, I could look back and go, oh, that's why I have that kind of symptom. But that's where that started. And I started eating gluten-free and ate some not good gluten-free cookies and thought, well, I can do better than that.
I know.
Yeah, there's some not
I can
great.
virtually vouch that you did great. But
And 15 years ago, it was even worse than it,
Well,
so.
There wasn't a lot out there 15
Yeah.
years ago. In fact, there's not a lot out there right now, which is why we're so excited to work with you guys.
Yeah. So
Word out.
my goal was to come up with a cookie that was gluten-free, obviously, but also really good and that would appeal to people that didn't need to eat gluten-free. And I think when we've accomplished that, they're excellent cookies. They just happen to not have gluten, so.
See, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And I'm thrilled to have you around.
Yeah, so this is our biggest seller. It's like Anna said, it's on the ferries, but I'm really proud of the one of our biggest clients for Ginger Smack is they have it in the cafe at Seattle Cancer Care Alliance. And I've had emails from cancer people who were on chemo, and some of them have said it helps them feel better because of the ginger, because chemo tends to make
Ginger
you
does relieve
nauseated.
stomach ailments
Yeah,
and such.
that's been that was a wonderful surprise and a real reward for me to know that I could help people going through that, because I certainly understood what they were going through.
They say between 1 out of every 100 and 133 people have it, and many don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was looking at flour statistics.
Just a second. I got to get cookies out of the oven.
Cookies coming out of the oven. That's
Well, I'm going to
favorite time
rotate
of
them.
life.
Yeah, just going to rotate them and give them a little more time. Yeah, our life is ruled by the timer in the kitchen.
Bakers have to be very precise.
Yes.
I noticed this in the difference between the craft distiller and a brewer. Because breweries have exact recipes, they have to follow them exactly, and they come up with them like you guys do. The craft distiller is like, oh, let's throw some of this in, maybe that'll be good. If it's not, I'll throw it out and try something else,
Yeah, no, we're pretty precise. Everything's by weight. So, yeah. And Anna's our dough maker. She's
Oh, Anna's amazing.
super efficient, and everything always turns out. So
Mine's not bad either.
No.
I'm watching him make these cookies. What other cookies do we make?
this is, like I said, our most popular. We have a seed and nut, which is really popular, and it's all seeds and nuts held together with honey.
So it's probably a pretty high protein.
High protein one, yep. Great to take on the trail with you, because it's almost like looks like a little energy bar, granola bar or something. Another really popular one is an almond cherry chocolate, which is the first one I invented. It's like a chocolate chip cookie on steroids. It's really a good
I
one.
have to tell you, this is called Tasting the Peninsula. So I'm kind of hoping we'll get to that one.
Yeah, we'll have to show them
That's
off
the last
on
part of the
camera.
show.
Okay. A lot of the doughs like this one we make and then form it and chill it, and then we'll bake it out. Chilling, letting it sit and letting the dough kind of cure a little bit is
Well, and you
helps
use
get a good
all
result.
real ingredients. And I mean, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
looking fresh butter. And butter takes time to incorporate in cream and needs to be chilled for a bit. So I get
Yeah.
this completely.
Yeah, so
Quality takes time.
that's right. And we do not send out bad cookies.
No. In fact, as I understand it, you like to do the deliveries yourself because you get to talk with the customer.
Yeah, I do. I it's one of my favorite parts of the job is we direct deliver everything, and it's nice to see people. And who doesn't want to see you coming with a cookie? Everybody's glad to
Everyone's
see
glad
you.
to see a cookie.
So
Well, and I also know that just being able to know the person that's making it, that's behind the company, it means a lot more to retailers than something that comes in on a truck and they don't know anything
right,
about it.
yeah,
So
see your
this
face.
is handcrafted, hand serviced, handmade.
Yeah, customize it to that business, and I work with a lot of small business owners and appreciate what they're
Oh,
doing.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. Do you want to put these in the oven, Anna? I mean, not in the oven, in the fridge. Yeah. Okay.
So what are we mixing here?
Right now, I am creaming the butter, and I'm going to start adding cream cheese for our coconut lime Bliss cookie.
Oh, that's really
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I can't have it very often because I'm not supposed to have dairy, but it's one of my favorites. It's like a shortbread, like a lime shortbread cookie. Yeah,
really appetizing.
it's very good. I enjoy it. I'm a little bit biased, but
You got to take pride in what you do.
this is true.
Gosh, something smells awful good. Something just came out of the oven. We might be tasting soon, Jeff.
Hot pads here.
So we have turbino sugar, is it? Or raw sugar?
It's raw sugar. Yep, some cane sugar. Our lime flavoring that I'll add. That is one of our pre-made mixtures of lime zest and lime juice. And so we'll make that so it's all ready to go, and I'll add it here in a minute.
Well, and the flavors will kind of meld.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's handy to have it ready.
CLB, is that
So this
toasted
fan,
coconut?
the
No.
first click you turn it to is high,
Well,
and that's
it's
how we
pretty
want it.
it's-
Uh-huh. Yep, so that's our pre-made flour mix that we make, and I make them all like on Thursdays or whatever. And so get them all ready to go. And that will be what holds it all together. So
Well, where else can we find your cookies? We're in Poulsbo right now, which is where you're located.
yeah, you can find us on the ferries in a lot of different coffee shops. Yep, on the ferries and galleys. Yeah, and lots of different coffee shops around here. And you can also find us. We just are getting rolled into the Seattle metropolitan markets, and so you can find us in Seattle too.
I have to tell you, we discovered you because my producer, Diana Adamson, has celiac disease. And we were going someplace on the ferry to a shoot, I don't remember which one, and she went to get something to eat. She comes back and says, "Oh, you got to taste this. This is incredible. I've never had a gluten-free cookie that tastes as good." So we looked on it and found out you guys were local. Like, okay, we got to find them. And we did.
And here we are. You found us.
And I couldn't be happier. So about how many cookies are you making from this batch?
This batch will make about 170 or so, give or take. Yeah. So it'll make a decent amount.
Oh, I can smell that lime so beautifully. Oh, I love lime.
Love the smell. So it's pretty good. And it'll like,
The sugar in with the butter is an essential part. I tried to do it with monk fruit and butter, and major catastrophe. Did not work. But yeah,
yeah, it's definitely an important part in this process.
the cookie too. I don't really get it, but
Entirely certain of all the sciences around it, and I'm not sure I care to know, but I know this works. So here we are.
all right. And so you let that cream just for a few minutes, and now you're going to put that in?
Yeah, so I'll let it cream. I'm going to scrape the sides down because otherwise you'll have loose butter pieces. And
I know this the hard way.
you know it the hard way. Me too.
Uh-huh.
We'll just let it happen.
I think everyone's done it at one time or another.
It's like gotta be a back to life or something.
It smells so good by this cookie oven.
Your gloves. I'll have one glove on.
I'll come home smelling like cookies. My sister,
Glad to see you.
oh my word, it's better than smelling like other things, but my sister's pregnant. I'll walk in, she's, she knows, she's like, you smell like work. I'm like, I know.
I hope they don't ask you to make cookies at home.
I do anyway though. I'll go home and bake.
That's passion. So since this is gluten-free, the flour is probably made from grains that are not rye, barley, or wheat. It's probably,
Like brown rice flour, oat flour is a big one. Almond flour.
yeah, almond flour is a favorite of mine.
There's a lot of different kinds that we use. Mainly like, yeah, white rice flour, brown rice flour. Mix them all together.
Well, I've discovered that putting almond flour in it can't be a direct substitute for flour and things you normally make. Pancakes, I make from scratch, of course. And I tried putting too much
labels are in the back.
pecan flour and then almond flour in there compared to the regular. Oh, it was terrible. It
Because I
was
like
like eating
beef.
sand. Rich sand, but sand.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I will say this is one of the more messier doughs. Because it
Pretty neat to me. You should see me cook.
will have a little party. Yeah.
Okay, so
I just think you're daring to have a black shirt on while you're working with flour.
It won't be this black for much longer.
Well, chef shirt, yeah, but yeah.
You should see it after dry mix day. When I've done a bunch of dry mixes, which is what these are, it's just like white and like brown, and it's a lot of different colors. I've taken a couple pictures before because I'm like, this is insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, what other cookies do you make?
All of them. So we do our what's for breakfast, which is just basically a breakfast cookie, which I shamelessly eat for breakfast sometimes. And I make the doughs for our almond cherry and our chocolate jackpot. I'm like, it's a game to have to remember all of them.
Well, I see 5 different kinds of cookies over there in containers, so I know you make at least 5 kinds.
At least 5, yes. I don't quite know how many I make, actually. So it does, yeah, especially if you're rolling out different.
A living bakery is always changing and moving. So where do we go with this dough next?
So this dough's going to go straight into the fridge because it's very sticky.
Uh-huh.
Butter and cream cheese and stuff.
It needs time for them to meld and for the butter to become more manageable.
Yeah, to become manageable is a good word for it because it gets really, really sticky and it is a bear to work with when it's not chilled. So I'm going to attempt to get it out and then do that. It's also a game to try to get it out of here.
She doesn't have to go to the gym after.
She does not.
I keep telling my mom that. I don't need to go to the gym because it's an arm workout in and of itself. Oh my word. Sometimes Candace, this mixer's name is Candace.
Candace, I like it.
Gotta take some of it out of here because Candace sometimes doesn't like to come out of the bowl.
Well, that stuff's sticky. It's hard to get out, I know.
That's for sure. Oh, she's stuck. No. Yeah, she's lowered.
Cynthia, I heard something, and that is, I know that when people go to Europe, when I go to Europe, the bread tastes much different than the bread in America. And I understand that in America, our wheat has been not genetically changed, but it has been bred to have higher and higher gluten content, so we can have whiter, fluffier, larger bread, which is not necessarily a good thing in my book, but because I love a baguette from France.
Also, the shelf stable.
For what?
Shelf stable.
Ah, that's true.
Long the time it's laying on the shelf.
So I was wondering, what's your opinion? Because they use different flour made from wheat in Europe for the bread than we do here. Do you think that maybe the excess of gluten here could have triggered celiac disease in some people that might have been partial to it but weren't necessarily fully blown?
Well, I don't know, I've heard that theory, and that could be very well true. Yeah, I've heard that too, that people that have sensitivities to gluten in this country can eat bread in, Italy and France and such.
That's what
When I went to Italy, though, I didn't try it. I didn't want to have a reaction.
There's so many other wonderful foods.
Yeah, there's a lot of good food that, I didn't have to worry about. Yeah, I've heard that, though, that the flours they use there don't trigger things. So, yeah.
Well, it just seems like there's so much more awareness of gluten-free, of celiac disease these days than there were even 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this is perfect for you because you have a delicious product that you've made for all these poor people that can't have the regular stuff.
Yeah, you can have great stuff and doesn't have to include gluten. So, yeah, it's been rewarding, and it's nice to provide something so wonderful to people that
Oh, yeah.
It really, that's been
The
great.
smells in here are so wonderful. Just spend your day working in a place that is so aromatically delightful.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, we go home smelling like cookies or granola. So,
That's what Anna was saying.
yeah. There's worse smells than that.
Yeah. That's true.
That is sticky.
That's a good one.
It likes to test your patience.
That was the second cookie I invented. The first one was the almond cherry, and then I wanted to have a shortbread cookie, and that's kind of what this one ends up. It has that quality to it, that shortbread.
Yeah.
Buttery and
Yum, yum.
really rich. So, yeah, that was cookie number 2, and I started with just 3 varieties. This one, almond cherry and seed nut. And then I kind of thought I was done. And then I did ginger smack,
It's your best seller.
which is the best seller. And I don't know, every time I invent one, I think, I think I'm done now. And we have 11, a dozen that we've come up with. So,
Creative people. Thank
Yeah.
God for you.
Anna and I last year, at the end of last year, in the fall, we worked on a pumpkin one. So I'm not sure that one we might roll out this fall, but
Every year, the
never
pumpkin
know.
craze.
Yeah,
Early and
I
early. It
know.
used to be October.
now it's
Yeah.
like
It's
September.
like end of July now.
Yeah.
End of August.
So
So.
you never know. Yeah. So
About how long are you going to let that chill and melt? A day?
Well, it can chill for a long time. We normally, a couple hours?
because it's really sticky and hard to work with, so at least a couple hours.
At least.
But we've made it and then worked with it the next day, and it turns out fine. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, like I said, it's nice for these doughs to have a little bit of time to cure. Let the starches and everything absorb all the liquid and
Sure. I like that.
yeah. Yeah,
It's very important.
as opposed to just pop it in the oven
Oh, right.
instantly. So,
I learned most of my baking knowledge by making mistakes. That was one of them.
hey, that's the best way to learn, and that does happen.
The way I learned. I just try not to repeat my mistakes.
So we're gonna pop some ginger smack in the oven now. So, Micah, you want to get a tray out of the fridge to the top shelf? So that one, and then we'll put these two in to start, okay?
Beautiful. But more beautiful in a little bit.
And so put it down on that shelf. And then our timer is our best friend ever. So for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
24 on a tray.
So the ones that are on the ferry are packaged 2 cookies and individual pack?
Those are individual. And that's how it's been. They're just a grab and go. I designed them more for coffee shops, like a grab and go.
Absolutely.
And so it works on the ferry and those kind of venues. We just this year we've gotten all of our cookies into the Met Markets, all Met Markets in Seattle, and we've designed something for the bakeries in the Met Markets. It's a multi-pack. And so
Perfect.
we have these will be in the bakeries. It's a 10 little mini cookies. This is the Doodly Snicker, but this is just brand spanking new, and that'll be in the Met Markets.
Well, it makes sense because the small packages allow people to try them and realize how good they are, but then they want more than 2.
Right. So anyway, that'll be fun. We're excited about this.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's got a barcode and everything, right?
Oh yeah.
All right.
No, we're ready to go. We're just getting set up in that system, in the Met Market system, and Anna and I are going to strategize as far as production on these, and we'll see how it goes. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, this is our favorite part of tasting the peninsula.
Yum, yum.
Let's taste some
Okay.
cookies.
All right. Well, let's get out a ginger, because since you saw us making that, here's our ginger smack. I'll let you do the honors.
Thank you.
It's
And that's such nice packaging, too.
like a little present everybody gets
I
when
like
they get
it.
a cookie. Yeah.
And it's, now I'm,
Whoopsie.
Yep.
nobody saw that, right?
And it's resealable, so you can,
That's so smart.
yeah, if you don't eat the whole cookie, which I can't imagine, but.
Just the glitter of the raw sugar on the top,
Oh,
the softness.
And those hunks of ginger that are in there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And a good cookie.
It's got a great texture, too. Nice and rich and full,
And chewy and,
chewy.
yeah.
I was going to try and restrain myself from eating too much, but I don't think I can do that.
I can.
Now I'm getting the ginger towards the middle of the palate, towards the finish
Uh-huh.
on the palate, but I can taste the crunch in the ginger first.
Yeah. Yeah. Not quite. It'll be fun. Anna will pull a tray out of ginger out of the oven. You can see how they look like coming out. Those just make us happy to make those.
I can't
Those are
finish.
good.
I have more to go.
Okay. Well, let's try coconut lime since you saw Anna
Ooh,
making
yeah.
that one. Here you go. This is it. We put it in a green little. Every
Oh, that's
cookie.
nice.
Every
Different
cookie has a different color.
That's really nice. This pops, too. This stands out.
Yeah. Like I said, this is kind of our shortbread cookie.
I love shortbreads. Oh,
Lots
look at that toasted coconut on the top. So you've upgraded your packaging since I first saw it a few years ago, I think.
It's been,
It's more colorful. Maybe I just didn't see it.
Maybe you didn't see it. Hey, Anna, why don't you bring a tray over and just show them that one coming out of the oven? Here's ginger just coming out of the oven.
Oh,
See, and we like to see all those cracks in the top.
that's so beautiful.
And, that
And the
sugar
smell.
kind of, yeah. That's,
You have
we're
a
proud of
great
those.
life, just aromatically.
Aromatically, yes. Anyway, that's our coconut
These are
lime.
delicious, and they are shortbread-like.
Uh-huh.
They're not overly sweet. It's just really well balanced.
Yeah, it's that fresh lime zest and fresh lime
Definitely get
juice.
lime now.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So far,
So far, so
very
good.
impressed.
Well, let's see. What else should we try, Anna? I don't know. Do you have you chocolate fans? You almond cherry?
Almond cherry is what I'm getting.
It's one of our more popular ones as well.
That's the first one she made, right?
No, our ginger is the most popular, followed up very closely by almond cherry.
This is almond cherry. It's in the red package. It's
See that?
Yeah.
I love this color-coded.
yeah.
And I have to tell you, these are so good. Not compared to other gluten-free cookies. These are so good compared to cookies.
Thank
in
you for
general.
saying that. Yes,
It's
they're
very
good cookies. Yeah.
True. Oh my goodness.
Make sure you get a cherry and a hunk of chocolate. We don't use chocolate chips. We use chocolate chunks.
I like
And
it.
really good chocolate. I tasted so many pieces of chocolate before I decided on what we used. I really want quality things in there.
That's the attention to detail that a small company like you can control and watch. That's why we love to come to places like your business.
Great, thanks.
The quality
Yeah.
control is incredible. Oh, my God.
You like that one?
I like this one a lot.
Good.
I was going to try and not have too much. That's not working out very well for me.
Well, you want to try one more?
One more.
One
and then
more.
I'm gonna
Okay.
call it a stop.
Let's see. I have a double chocolate one, which is a chocolate cookie with chocolate chunks. Or maybe I should pull, or a doodly snicker, which is my favorite. It's like a snickerdoodle, but you know.
If it's your favorite, that's what I would like
I
to
really
try.
like this one. Yeah. Okay, so that's
Oh, I
my
like the color on
that's
this,
my
too.
take on a snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodles. I like that the packaging is easy to open too.
Yeah, there's some out there that need a scissors and a camera to open them.
It's absolutely correct. I mean, I was trying to open up something at home the other day and I had to get up and get some scissors.
Oh,
It used
well,
to be the kind of thing you could just tear open.
no.
This is
You have to be able to access
this
your
is
cookie.
sealed, but it's easy
Easily.
to access.
Okay.
That's a good thing in cookies.
Are you a snickerdoodle fan? Isn't that a good one?
That's a great one.
Thanks.
And I love the rich, full body texture. I mean, this is not a light cookie. It's
No,
but it's not heavy
hearty.
either.
Very. It reminds me of like an old time bakery cookie.
Yeah, like a sugar cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to do.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Cynthia, thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Check you guys out. Anna, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Micah, you too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in.
thanks
Thanks for
guys.
having us.
You bet.
We'll come back and see you.
Anytime. Stop by.